Welcome back to my channel. Today we're reviewing Real Techniques' new limited edition Cashmere Dreams Eye Fantasy Eye Brush collection that they recently launched. This runs for $19.99 and it comes with 6 different brushes and also a little bag so you can travel with it wherever you like. And I'm really excited to review this with you guys and give you my thoughts and opinions on what I liked, what I didn't like, what would I even change. And I hope you enjoyed today's review. As always, everything will be linked down below in case you guys are interested. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more videos just like this one. I hope you decide to be part of the Kit Kat fam. And as always, you guys, let's get started in today's review. I'll start by talking about the packaging in this collection. Obviously, we know it comes in a clear case, okay? That is pretty obvious, but something I want to talk about is in the back of your plastic container, you're going to see a list of all the brushes that you receive. There's going to be a numbering system to them, as well as the name of the brush right next to it. So it will give you a general guide of what each of the brushes that you're receiving are called, and it will have a description of what that brush is meant for, which I really like that, you guys, because I feel like a lot of people, you know, as much as I love playing with makeup, there's a lot of people that really aren't into makeup and they don't really know what they're meant for, and it takes them a second to get used to using them and understanding how to use them and what they're meant for. So I personally love this. What you can do is take a photo of it, because obviously we're not going to keep this container after we, you know, take out the brushes from the box. But I love the idea that you can take a photo of it, keep it as a reference, and then gravitate back to it to kind of remind yourself, oh, what is this brush for, you know? So I really like that. Just wanted to talk about that really quickly. That is something that I really love about Real Techniques, you guys, is that they go out of their way in some way or another, and either like they put a numbering system like this and then describe it in the back of the box, or they usually will have the name of the brush on the handle, which I really like that detail, because I notice a lot of brands don't do that, and I like that because, you know, gives us a guide and a reminder what that brush is for in case maybe we haven't used it for a while and we're grabbing it now. So that is what I really like about it. Let's move on to the bag really quickly before we move on to our brushes. So this is the bag that you are receiving that comes in your collection, and this is meant for putting all your brushes in, you know, and be able to travel and go on the go with your day. And to be really honest, I love the color. I love, you know, it's fancy, very chic, very sophisticated. I like the material on the exterior because I feel like if you get a little foundation, concealer on it, you can grab a wipe and clean it off, or grab a little towel and soap and water and clean it off. And I really like that. It makes it really easy to clean and keep, you know, nice and beige. As for the interior, you guys, to be really honest, I'm not a huge fan of the inside of this little bag, because as you can see, it is white inside. And not only that, it is, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it in camera, but it has like a very soft, fuzzy feeling in the interior of this little bag. And for me, it just makes me feel like, girl, if I dump concealer makeup in here, or if I put my dirty brushes, it's gonna look super dirty very quickly. And if you're like me, we don't wash our brushes every time we use them, okay? We use them for a few times and then we get to washing them, you know what I mean? So I feel like unrealistically this is gonna be dirty super fast, and I'm not a big fan of that, just because I feel like you will have to physically hand wash this. It's not like something you can throw in gentle wash, you know, in your washer and then, oh, it's clean. No, it's white, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. You're gonna have to put it inside out, let it soak in the washer for a little bit, and then go in and scrub it with your hands. So I feel like I already know this is gonna be, you know, something I'm gonna have to be doing every time. But I do love the idea that they did include a little bag that you can put your brushes in, so you can go and travel and be on the go with them, and they're all in one place so you don't lose your brushes. So I really like that. You know, I'm spoiled, so for me, I'm just kind of like, it's a little small. I don't know how I feel about it. Because I'm that type of girl that I'm like, okay, well, it fits my brushes, but can I put a compact? Can I put a concealer? Can I put my beauty blender? Can I put my blush in there? You know, I'm thinking like, can I put all my essentials in here? To be really honest, I don't think all your essentials would fit in here at all, to be really honest. Not unless they're all super, you know, travel size products. I don't think it would fit in here. So that is the only downside to it, but it's okay. You know, I'd rather have something than nothing, you know what I mean? So that is for our little cashmere bag. All right, you guys, I'm sorry, I'm back. I lost my brush and I was like, where is it? I just had them in hand. What the heck? All right, so moving on into our brushes. Here are the 6 brushes that you're going to be receiving. As you can tell, I used 4 out of the 6 brushes. You know, I used them to do my makeup today, as you can tell, and as you can see, they've been used. So there. As for the 4 brushes that I did use, let's talk about these brushes and then we'll talk about the other 2, what I like and what I didn't like about them. So as for the brushes in general, you guys, I do like the brushes. They are very soft. They are, I did feel like I didn't have any trouble at all blending out my eyeshadow. I feel like I was able to do it very quickly. I feel like these are pretty thick brushes. They are a bigger, larger size. I feel like for me, someone who has, you know, I feel like I have a lot of space on my lids, I feel like this is really nice, at least for me, because I feel like I can apply eyeshadow a lot quickly, you know, faster, and blend everything out faster. But for someone who maybe doesn't have as large eyelids like me, I feel like that might not be something that they'll like or find helpful. I don't know, because that's not something I deal with, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't think that would be something that would make it easier and make it harder, because these are so thick and chunky, you guys. So as for smoothness, softness, it's totally there. I really love them. When I first felt these brushes, I feel like they were really, really soft and synthetic feeling, that I was like, I don't know how they're gonna do, but they blew me away, and I'm very, very surprised and very happy. As for the handles of these brushes, I don't know if you guys are going to see this on camera, but I hope you can. So for the handles, they're kind of like a diamond shape, to be really honest. Like it's round at the bottom, but once it goes to the top, it gets kind of square and has a little tiny point to the tip of the brush. It does feel like it's made out of plastic, so for me, I just kind of feel like it feels a little cheap, to be really honest, and I feel embarrassed saying that, but it feels a little too cheap. And as for the handle right over here, I feel like when it's made out of plastic and you glue it on to this little rim, I feel like it might have a tendency of getting loose and falling off, or glue coming off. So I don't really know if this theory is correct, but I just, in my mind, this is what I'm thinking, so I'm just speaking out loud. But I feel like this might get loose and I might have to glue it myself so I can prolong my brush, but that's the only thing that comes to mind. I did notice in this angled concealer brush that there's a few little hairs, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a few little hairs that are coming off, so it's kind of shedding. This is the only brush I noticed that was doing that, so that is something to keep in mind. But to be really honest, there's so many little bristle hairs to this brush that it's like, what's losing to? You know what I mean? So it's not a really big deal. This is a, the numbering system on the handles also, it is kind of tiny, and you kind of have to look for it. So if your eyesight is not the best, girl, put on your glasses and get close, okay? This brush is called the 019 brush, and so what you, like I mentioned to you guys before, you can go to your container and reference what the name is called. So the 019 brush, it is called the angled concealer brush. To be really honest, I don't apply concealer all around the lid before I do my eyeshadow. For me, I use this to pick up eyeshadow and apply in the corner of the eye to really build. I feel like it was easy. I like brushes like this to do that. I just feel like it gives me more of an idea of where that angle should be to lift the eyes and not, you know, put too much shadow on the you know, to droop down my eyes and put too much shadow falling downward, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So that is for that brush. The next brush that I used is, this is the 024 brush, 026 brush. So this is the brow brush and spoolie. I really love this spoolie. I love the size of it. It's a good size. It's easy for me to brush out my brows. I don't know why I'm having trouble talking. As for the brow brush, I did not use this for my brows, to be really honest. I use this brush to apply a little bit more of shadow on the corner of the camera. Literally turned off in mid-sentence, so we're just gonna, you know, keep it moving. Third brush we're gonna go ahead and talk about, this is the 022 brush, and this is called the Pointed Shadow Brush. To be really honest, this is definitely pointed and definitely good for eyeshadow, okay? I personally really like this brush just because it does have a pointed tip, so I feel like it was really easy for me to apply it within the crease of the lid, and I felt like it was really nice, and it blended everything out because of the edges of the brush as well, so it blends everything out at the same time. So I really like that. It helps make doing my makeup really easy, and I really like the size. I do feel like these brushes are a little bit big, not the spoolie in the brow brush, but definitely this brush and the other one that was the concealer brush. I feel like they are large and in charge. So for me, it was really easy. I feel like I was able to do my makeup a lot faster. As for the fourth brush we're going to talk about, this is the 023 brush, and this is called their Blending Shadow Brush. This is perfect to blend out. I also can see myself using this to highlight on my face just because I usually gravitate to brushes like this to do that. But same thing, this is perfect to blend at any of the edges around your makeup to make sure everything is blended really nicely and there's no harsh lines. So really loved this brush, and it feels really nice and smooth using it, so I personally really liked it. As for the fifth brush we're going to go ahead and talk about, this is the 016 brush. Sorry, let me go ahead and show you that. I don't think I showed you the other one, so let me show you the last two because I'm not sure. I don't think I showed them closely to you. So this is going to be the Pointed Shadow Brush. This is how this Pointed Shadow Brush looks, and this is their, what is it called? This is their Blending Shadow Brush. Yes, this is a blending shadow brush, so as you could tell, has like a long point to it and has little small edges on the side. And this is their liner brush. Moving on to the liner brush, sorry guys. I personally did not use this brush, but I feel like it is pretty dense enough that I feel like you could really use this to do an eyeliner with. I haven't been going through that phase lately of applying liner, gel liner on my eyes, but I feel like if that ever is a phase, it's nice to have a brush like this because it is big and I feel like I can do that really quickly, apply liner. But to be really honest, I don't feel like this is a brush that I will gravitate towards a lot lately. I feel like just by the spoolie alone with the brow brush, you could use this brow brush to do the same, to apply liner with this as well. So I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a redundant brush, but each to their own. Some people prefer a bigger brush, some people would prefer a smaller brush. It just depends on your personal preference. But to be really honest, this brush I feel like I don't see myself using, and kind of wish they wouldn't have included this brush in the collection. I would have preferred for them to include more of a brush like this one, and this is a really old brush, but I've kept it for so long because it's that good, and I feel like it would go with the theme of these brushes just because they're all kind of big and chunky. I like to use this brush to apply shadow all around the lid, and I feel like because it's so big, it's easy for me to do that, and I really like this brush. I have not found another collection or brand that carries a brush quite like this one, so that's why I've kept this one for so many years. But I would have preferred if they maybe wouldn't include the liner brush and include more of a brush like this one to their collection. As for the last and final brush that they have in their collection, this is the 018 brush, and this is their detailed brush. And to be really honest, this is kind of tiny for my liking. I mean, this is perfect because this is definitely a small brush. You can definitely use this to, you know, apply any shadow within the corner tear duct of the eye to really brighten up the eyes, or on the top corner of the brow bone. I feel like this is a nice brush, but I feel like it is kind of too tiny. I really wish they would have included more of a brush like this one. This one's from Morphe, but I really like it because I feel like it is still small, but it's still a good size that you could really apply shadow within the corner of the eye quickly and around the brow bone area. Just because these brushes in this collection, they just look all really big and stand out in their own way, that I feel like a tiny little brush like this one's kind of like, I don't know why. You know what I mean? So that is the only thing. As for this entire collection, did I like it? Did I not like it? To be really honest, I'm kind of like, I like the brushes because I feel like they work for me, for my lids, for the size that I have. I feel like it makes it easy for me to apply shadow really quickly. They are really soft. My makeup blended really well. Have no complaints about that. The only thing I'm not a big fan is some of the brushes that they included in the collection, which I just explained to you guys. I wish they would have changed a few out. And I'm not a big fan of the fact that they're kind of like plastic handles. That feels to me a little bit cheap, and I'm not really sure how long the wear of these brushes are gonna last because of, you know, how the plastic or the glue was glued on to, you know, this little, like, what is it called? Little handle, little brush. So I'm not really sure about that. I feel, to me, just as a consumer, I feel like these little tops are going to be falling off and I have to super glue them myself, and I don't like that. I want to make sure that when I'm washing these brushes, you know, they're going to be clean, and if there were any water that gets into that, as much as I try to be cautious, I don't want to feel like they're going to be falling off and I'm going to have to glue them myself. I'm used to these brushes generally just being made out of some type of wood, or at least not feeling as plasticky as these, but I do love the pink of it. I love the theme of it. I love that it came with the little bag that all my brushes will fit into it perfectly, and I love the theme of the Cashmere Dreams. Very fantasy, very spring, very perfect for Mother's Day. I feel like this would be a really cute gift to give to mom if, you know, she needs some mini makeup brushes and you want to give her something. I love that it's $19.99. It is super affordable, you guys. I feel like a lot of people can afford this because you are getting 6 brushes, so it does feel really like a steal at the same time. I love the fact that they included the names of each of the brushes with the numbering system and in a description of what each of these brushes are meant to do for anyone out there that just doesn't know. You know, you can't just assume because I'm buying brushes I know exactly what they're meant for. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. I'm here to help you guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I will see you guys all in my next video. I love you guys. Bye!